Hello, my name is Dr. Theresa Buckner, and I am a citizen here in Tucson, Arizona. And I want to talk to you today about the voices of Tucson, what I hear, what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. One of the things that I deal with is the feelings of hopelessness and despair. In my business of counseling, I get to deal with hands-on in a very private setting with the citizens. And of course, I have clients that come from other states, but I want to focus specifically on what I hear from the voices of Tucson. Many times, due to situations and circumstances, many of us will lose hope when we don't know how we're going to pay our bills, how we're going to eat, how we're going to get the medical treatment necessary for ailments or afflictions or sicknesses that we may be facing, how we're going to go to college or fulfill that great dream, or even to get what we have in our head into our hands. And right now we have a climate, the atmosphere, not only in Tucson but globally, it's a lot of confusion and chaos and uncertainty. And in the times of uncertainty, we can become anxious, we can become fearful, and if we don't get that under wraps, we begin to go into despair and get desperate, and especially when the things we've planned doesn't work out. Like if my bills, I've just got paid and my bills are due, and I have to take a choice between paying my light bill and feeding my children. That's a difficult decision. Do I pay the light bill and hope that a way opens up for me to feed my children, or do I feed my children and the lights are off? I mean, there are so many different relationship issues, job issues. A lot of us are having a hard time finding employment, and even with finding employment that will take care of our financial needs. And then there's the issues we have with relationships, where some of us feel like we're alone. We don't have anyone. We feel rejected. We feel like we're not able to be accepted to this group or that group, and not having anyone to talk to or to relate to our emotional needs, or us expressing our own humanity. We become hopeless. We go into despair. But I want to encourage you today, no matter where you are or what you're going through, that to find yourself, if you find yourself in this situation, to look around you. There's always something to be grateful for. There's always some light in the midst of darkness. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And one of the ways that I found to find joy in the midst of darkness, chaos, and uncertainty is to find something to be grateful for. Okay, whether it's your life, you're happy that you got functioning limbs, you got a roof over your head, food in your belly, you're grateful for whatever it is. It depends on where you are. Find something to be grateful for. And you might say, well, you don't know what I'm facing. You don't know what I'm going through. And you know what? Each one of us, we may not be in the same situation or facing the same struggles or the same problems, but we're all dealing with something. In this broken and imperfect world, we are all dealing with something. And we allow those things. We have a saying that says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So apparently you're still overcoming those problems and those things that you're facing because you're still here. You're living to fight another day. And I want to encourage you to continue to put one foot in front of the other. Take one step at a time. And when it's really, really hard, take one moment at a time. Even if you have to find gratefulness in a cold glass of water or lemonade, at that moment, just embrace that moment that you're in and just breathe. Right now, I'm outside in the rose garden. It's beautiful here. If you've never been, you should come to Tucson Rose Garden. It's here at Reed Park, and it has flowers. Like right now, the sun has been very hot, and so the flowers aren't as bloomed as they would be in a more moisture time, but it's still the beauty and essence of being outside to enjoy this cool breeze. It's hot, I've been sweating, but then the breeze came, even in the midst of the heat, to bring coolness to the skin, and I'm grateful for that breeze. Sometimes we have to, in rebuilding our hope from that hopelessness and despair, we have to take it one moment and one step. And so in this one moment and one step, I appreciate the breeze. I'm so grateful that it came through. It dried up some sweat, but I still got a little bit. But I'm just happy for that breeze. And we just start finding things to be grateful for and to build upon that light, and the hopelessness begins to disappear. And I can promise you, as you continue to take one step at a time, 1 feet in front of the other, that as you continue to press forward, doors will begin to open. There will be opportunities that will come. You will meet people out of nowhere, strangers that will either be able to help you come out of that place that you're in, or to direct you into a place that you can go that will be able to assist you in moving 1 foot in front of the other. No matter where you are right now, you've lived through some tough years. Okay, being born into this world, within the first few seconds, we've been traumatized. The doctor has possibly turned us upside down and held us up by our feet and spanked us. So just within a few seconds of being here, we've had a spanking already in this world. So it's important that we not only embrace our past, but allow our past to encourage us. Your life may have been hard. It may have, it's like I can't catch a break. Now, you know what? You were built for it. You are built to last. You are tough, you are strong, and you will get through this time. You just keep taking one step in front of the other. Don't give up. Life is really, really beautiful and painful, but it's still beautiful. There are times of pain, there's times of hurt, there's times of suffering, but there's also times of joy and happiness. And we must be cognizant not to depend on others to cause our happiness or bring us joy. It must come from within. So I want to encourage you, find joy. What is it that you like? What are some things that you like to do? Do you like taking a walk through the park? Do you like going on the mountains? We have a lot of mountains here in Tucson. 5 mountain ranges around here. What is it that you like? Do you like to write? Do you like to hike? Do you like to ride a bike? It's just so many different things. Walking down the street. What about music? Music itself is a universal language that transcends all cultural barriers, languages. It is a beautiful, beautiful outlet in finding joy and coming into yourself. So no matter what chaos, I want to encourage you with this also. No matter what chaos is going on around you, okay, when you have inner peace, when you have inner peace and you don't let those things that's outside of you to impact what's going on inside of you, you can walk through a storm, you can walk through a thunderstorm, a firestorm, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to move from that place of peace. Also, for those of us that have went through or are going through this, what we're facing is also building character, is building strength, and it's building us to where we'll be able to help other people. I have learned, and I also teach, that those who have suffered much have much compassion. We know what it's like to not have. We know what it's like to go through. We know what it's like to not feel loved. We know what it's like not to feel embraced. And because we've known that and we've chosen to be strong and to overcome that, we're able to help others that are in that place that we encounter. We're able to encourage them and say, you know what, I've been there. I went through it, but you know what, I got through it. And I'm here to tell you that you can get through it too. I choose to speak on hopelessness and despair because I have dealt with this for many years. I moved to Tucson in 2000 from Florida. I buried my daughter in 2000. She was 3 months old. She died from SIDS. She wasn't the only child that I lost to SIDS. I buried 3 of my children from SIDS. And you want to talk about someone that knows about hopelessness and despair, being depressed, having anxiety. I've been there. When my children died, I felt that I had nothing else to live for. It felt like a part of me died. I didn't see why I should go on. Because I was just in such a deep turmoil of grief, even though for me the world had stopped spinning and everyone else, it was still going on. I was in a standstill. It was almost like being in a place of a matrix. I would see the cars drive by and the people walking and going, but I was still just sitting still. Even though I had to go and do day-to-day activities, inside I had stopped growing, I had stopped hoping, I had stopped dreaming, and I was just existing. But you and me, all of us, we are human beings. So at any time of our existence, even now, we are being. We're manifesting or existing according to our thoughts and our own will. So I want to encourage you today to will to live a full life, will to live with hope, will to live fullness. Fullness. There is nothing that you can't do unless you defeat yourself first in your mind. So that's what I wanted to say to you. And thank you for tuning in, and you have a wonderful day.